Hey everybody, welcome to another recap of the amazing race. I gotta start by giving a shout out to 1996 Dancer Babe, what's happening? And a special belated birthday wish to Quiz 36, happy belated birthday. Last time on the race, Marcy and Ron were eliminated, whatevs, and the pit stop was in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, and they're going to be flying to Phnom Penh, Cambodia. So when they get there, they have to go to the Foreign Correspondents Club and find the assignment editor and whisper to him, "What's my next assignment?" and they'll get the clue. So everybody ended up being on the first flight, the same flight, except for Lance and Keri and Zev and Justin. They had run out of tickets by the time they had gotten to the last two. So they were going to be put on a flight that was 1.5 hours behind the first flight. And it was really gut-wrenching because I really wanted them to be on the first flight. But you know what? They were on standby, and at the very last minute, they made it onto the first flight. So everybody was on the same flight. Once they got to the Foreign Correspondents Club, they, whispered to the assignment editor, and they got a newspaper. And inside the newspaper was a picture of Jackie Onassis when she had visited Cambodia. And from that, they had to get the clue that she stayed at the Hotel Le Royale. Shane kept asking the guy, "What's my next task?" And he was like, "No task for you." You got to really pay attention to what the clue is, Shane. Otherwise, God's in the details. So what was with everybody not knowing who Jackie O was? For crying out loud, she's an American icon. I guess only basically the dad from Montana was one of the only ones who knew who Jackie O was. I don't know. My kids knew who she was, and they're only like 22. So that's weird. The next clue says it's a detour. So it's either cover or wrap. Gotta choose one. In cover, you have to go to the helmet stand, pick out 4 helmets, 2 adults and 2 children's sizes, and sell them to a family for $10, and then bring your money back and you get the clue. Or wrap, you have to go to the Russian market, find booths 980, 981, get a silk scarf from the vendor, and run around the market and see if you could find the woman who's wearing the matching scarf to the one that you got. So everybody chose scarves at the Russian market except for Lance and Keri, because they gotta be different. And yeah, it wasn't that difficult, either task. So there really wasn't any huge problems, with either task. So that was pretty boring. But after they finish their assignment there, they have to go on foot to the Wat Tool Tom Pong, which is a roadblock. And it was all about the monkeys. Who's ready to go bananas? So one of the team members had to put on this little monkey costume, which consisted of a monkey mask, a tail, and yeah, that's it. And they had to do 3 monkey maneuvers, and then they got the next clue. So I didn't think that this looked too hard, but Zev was having a hard time. He had a little mini panic attack. I guess it was hot and he was getting frustrated, and they did arrive there in first place, so I guess he wanted to maintain his lead in first place, so there was a lot of pressure on him. But also Keri was yelling at Lance, but then when is Keri not yelling at Lance? And Maria was having a tough time with it too. I guess it was frustrating if you don't have good balance because you had to do something on a log. So, whatever. But the next pit stop in the race is Wat Phnom, which is a Buddhist shrine. And the first team to arrive was Zev and Justin. So I was all excited, but they didn't have Zev's passport. That sucks, because we know from, I guess it was 2 seasons ago, that if you don't have your passport, it's a problem. So Zev couldn't find it. They looked at all their stuff. They called up the cab driver, and they tried to retrace their steps. But meanwhile, Sam and Dan came in, and I guess they're in first place because Zev and Justin sure aren't because they didn't have their passport. Then in second place, Flight Time and Big Easy. Then in third place, Brian and Erica. Fourth place, Gary and Matt. Fifth place, Megan and Shane. Sixth place, Lance and Keri. Give me a break. He was totally acting like an a-hole. I think Phil is totally disgusted with him, as am I. Mika and Kanan, or Micah and Kanan, I'm thinking of the singer, in seventh place. Maria and Tiffany in eighth. So, unfortunately, Zev and Justin were eliminated from the race. That sucks. It is such a bummer. I was hoping that, you know, these guys were going to win because Zev had something to prove and I wanted him to prove it probably more than he did. It really sucks to be eliminated like that too because they went from first place to being eliminated all because they didn't have their passport. But I guess that's part of the whole situation, so I'm upset. But next time on the race, they're going to be in Dubai. And it's going to be extreme heat, extreme height, winter wonderland? How's that going to happen? I don't know. We'll have to wait to find out. So till next time, much love.